Hello and welcome, my Starfield and gaming enthusiasts. In this video, I'm going to be going over some tips and some of the things that I've learned right away and through my experience that I wish I knew a whole lot sooner. That would have helped me out because, man, figuring them out can kind of be a little bit frustrating. So let's get into some of these things that's going to make your Starfield experience a little bit better. All right, so starting off, we're going to go right into the main menu. And in here, you got a variety of different things. You've got your planetary menu over to the side. You've got your ship menu. You've got your inventory as well as your skills. And right down at the bottom, you can select your missions. All of your missions, if you want, you make it a little bit easier. You can just go into your main missions, and whatever you are doing, you can click on and be able to select what you want to do, and it is going to give you a cursor to follow. Make it a whole lot easier. You can actually set the course for what you want to do right from this menu, and it will take you to the planet that you will be doing that part of the mission on. A whole lot easier. Also, with these planets, when you're taking a look at them, you can show the resources by scanning the planet and it will pop up. So I hope you know, or you paid attention in science class, because all of this is in your periodical chart over here. I'm just kidding. You can hover over and it tells you what it is. Man, I wouldn't remember any of that. I'd have to put a periodical chart on the table to remember any of that. So this planet, for example, has water, lead, chlorine, argon, as well as whatever that is, anyways, I can't pronounce shit for the life of me. So that is going to give you a heads up if this planet is going to have some of the resources that you're going to need. And different people can ask you for different things when you come into a star system. Maybe, oh, they're trying to fix their ship and they need some lead. Well, it's some easy way to get maybe a couple of thousands or a couple of hundred credits. And it happens more often than you would like to know. So picking up some of these resources from the planets that you guys are visiting is going to come in very, very handy, as well as stockpiling some of these resources. Not to say that I've seen people stockpile potatoes. I don't know why, but it was hilarious. But stockpiling potatoes. Anyways, we're going to move on from there to another part of the menu. So going up into your inventory. With your inventory, just a heads up with your space suit. So instead of switching your space suit on and off, or equipping it or unequipping it when you are on planets where you don't need to use it, right down at the bottom, you are going to find an option to show spacesuit in settlements, and you can toggle it on or toggle it off. So I like to keep it toggled on, so when I'm in a settlement or anywhere, I'm not walking around with my spacesuit on. Because I mean, actually, people, when you walk by them, will be like, oh hey, you're kind of overdressed, or I feel like I'm underdressed. So they kind of say some goofy things. That goes with the same thing being with your helmet. You can do the same thing. Show helmet in breathable areas. You can toggle it on and off, as well as your pack. But the pack, it doesn't really have a toggle. When you use it, you will see it. And I just keep it on all the time, because when running around, you can boost. And that was one of the big perks that you want to get right away, is start getting those levels for your boost pack. It really helps out with moving around, because you can really, really zip around when you're running, boosting. It's absolutely awesome. But you're not going to be running around, and you'll have this goofy looking pack on your back. It'll only appear when you are boosting. All right, now moving on over to your skills tree. There is many different skills. I am not going to be the professional on telling you guys which skills you're going to need first, or which skills I need first, because God knows I probably have the wrong skills first. But the ones that I went with so far, I've got fitness, which is helping with your endurance, so your oxygen. as well as wellness. So you're going to increase that maximum health you got each time you lean into leveling up your wellness. And moving on over to social commerce was one that I thought was really good. Being able to make those bargains, so buy for 5% less or sell for 10% more, and that will go up as you do level into it. So, and persuasion is a big one. There is many different conversations that you have that you can, get yourself. If you just want to go ham on a group, you can take them all out, or you can persuade yourself out of it, and there might be a better outcome for that situation. So persuasion, I'm going to say, is a very handy one to have. Moving over to combat, I haven't leaned into much into combat yet. I mean, if you got a good gun, you know how to shoot, you're doing fairly good, but it is handy. All of these, I mean, once you get them all unlocked, you are going to be a very, very unstoppable force. But I did go with ballistics, so ballistic weapons do 10% more damage. Moving on over to science, the one I went with science was medicine. So med pack, trauma packs, and emergency kits restore 10% additional health, 10% faster. So if you notice your meter and you're like right down into, you don't have very much health, and you do start using those medipacks, it actually doesn't just go boom, increase. It slowly works its way up. So if you are using those, make sure you're watching that, because taking extra damage when that is trying to level up can hinder that. Moving on over to tech, this was a big one, and a lot of these different perks are going to help you out quite a bit. So far, the ones I've gone with is the ballistic weapon system, and a lot of these are what you're going to need for your space battles. And to level up this one, which is piloting, you are going to be in some space battles, because it's like, oh, you need to destroy 5 ships, now you need to destroy 15 ships. So having the ability to do so is definitely going to help you out. So I've gone with the ballistic weapon system, boost pack training. So leveling up your boost pack is going to be key. Leveling up your piloting is going to be key if you want to get into any of those really big starships. Getting into any of those really big starships, you are going to have to level those up quite a bit. Security, so when you're trying to open things, a lot of the chests are advanced or expert or master. You're just not going to be able to open them because you don't have the skill. So make sure that you're leaning into the security, and that's going to get you some good loot. Good loot is always awesome. And the other one is targeting control systems. So when you're in a space battle, you want to target the systems that are going to cripple the ship, whether it's going to be the space drives, it's going to be the engines, it's going to be their shields. And that's going to, if you just take out the shields or you just cripple the engines and they're floating in space, you will be able to board those ships, take out the crew, unalive them, and take that stuff for yourself. You can take it to a shipyard and sell it for some really decent amount of coin. I want to say that selling ships from space battles is probably going to give you some of the biggest rewards that you are able to get selling anything. I mean, you go take a ship, sell it for 11,000. It's better than selling a weapon for, 600 credits, which is not very much. But yes, make sure you're looking at what these different perks do for you. Definitely going to help you out. Moving on into another part of the menu here. Looking down at your ship, you have many different options in here. You have different ships that you can scroll through. This will be the ship that you're going to be starting off with. You can actually add some weapons to this ship to make it a little bit better. You can customize the color if you want to. And once you get the skills leveled up, you'll be able to craft and build your own ships and make whatever fantasy ship that you have in your mind. So it is all there for you to figure out. You can also remove and delete your ships from here, and you can also repair your ships. So the current ship that you're using, if it is damaged, it will give you a repair option. Make sure once you're out of battle, you take a look at how damaged your ship is. Take that time and be able to fix your ship. It's going to give you a little bit of an advantage going into another battle, having full ship health, I guess, is the way you could look at it. Moving on back into the menu, we are going to look at weapons again. With your weapons, there is so many different weapons that you can choose from, and so far, one of the ones that I like the best is this one, so I'm just going to use this as a reference. Taking a look at everything on here, each different weapon might have different ammo that it uses. So if you're in a weapons shop, or you're in any shop that sells weapons, they will probably have ammo. It is very wise to keep stocked up on said ammo, which this one in case is the 11mm, the 25 mags, and so far I've got 544 rounds. It shows you the accuracy of the weapon, and that depends on each weapon. Each weapon can have different accuracies depending on what it is, how it shoots, how it fires. The rate of fire is also on here. The range is also on here. And another big one is the mass. The mass is what your encumbrance level is. So if you take a look down at the bottom here where it says mass, 116 out of 135, once you do get over that 135, you are going to become encumbered with too much stuff. Even one of your companions might say to you, oh, you keep on picking up junk, or that stuff's not necessary, or whatever, or just pick up the necessary items. They are kind of right, because it will hinder you in your mobility. You can run out of oxygen really quick. You can move really slow. It's kind of a big pain in the butt. Ways to avoid that is when you are encumbered, go into your inventory menu and you can actually send things over to your ship, which is hell of a decent. I mean, take the time, look at that. Might help you out in some situations. Also, if you ADS, you can still move relatively slowly while encumbered. It's kind of a pain. Also, the one that I'll do is, if I am over encumbered, I can't fast travel, I'll just drop things, lower that encumbrance mass, which you'll see down here. And yeah, other ones that I will point out in the inventory is your first aid. There are things that are going to help you out with speed. So taking an amp, you can run really quick if you need to run back to your ship really quick, because I've been on planets where different creatures, I mean, you can call them enemies, but different creatures are chasing you literally back to your ship. So taking an amp might help you run a little bit faster, or like it says, the 2 minutes that you're going to need, and you can jump 2 times the height for 2 minutes as well. And like I said, it is a plus 35% to that movement speed, so if you need to get that out of there really quick, you can do so. Different things might affect you on the planet, so having antibiotics and maybe some different healing pastes and gels are going to help you. Maybe something's going on with your heart, so make sure some of these different healing things are going to help you out. Trauma packs, and as well as the medi packs. Now, if you take a look at your main screen, you can also press your up and down arrow, which is going to give you like a quick pick into your menu. I can't do it here because I'm in my ship, but that is going to help you out quite a bit. I'm going to be adding more of these videos. If you guys can do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, come check us out at youtube.com/@Starset7Gaming. Love to have you guys. Loving the adventure so far. Until next time, you guys be safe and take care.